Beginning now and just becoming aware, focusing on your feet, becoming aware of any tension, and very gently tightening the muscles all around the feet. And as you tighten, breathing in, holding and holding, tightening and tightening, holding and holding, deep breath up at the top. And then exhaling, releasing all the tension in the feet. And now focusing on the legs. Noticing any tension on the legs and bringing your attention to them. Tightening, tightening. Tightening the muscles of the legs all the way up to the hips. Tightening, tightening. Breathing in, holding at the top. Tightening further. And then exhaling and releasing all the muscles along the legs. And next, becoming aware of the mid-body, all the way through the abdomen, solar plexus. And very gently tightening the muscles all around the abdomen, the center of the body, all the way up, tightening, 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 tightening. Breathing in and holding at the top. And then with a big exhale, releasing all the muscles to the center of the body. Becoming aware of the shoulders now and all the way down through the arms. Beginning to gently tighten, even making fists, tightening the arms all the way through the fists, tightening, tightening, bringing your attention, breathing in, holding at the top, holding. And then releasing all the tension through the fingertips. And very gently, without tightening, just becoming aware of the muscles around the face, noticing any tension in the jaw, and perhaps just very gently tighten the muscles around the nose and mouth. Ever so gently tightening, but just noticing any tension, breathing in, holding, and then releasing and letting go. And now just imagining a sensation at the top of the head, a sensation you might imagine as calm. And that calm may be an image or a color or even a temperature or just a thought. Focusing now on the idea of calm as it touches the very top of the head and begins to drop down over the forehead. That calm bringing you back to a deep knowing of ease and comfort, flowing down over the front of the forehead, over the eyes, down to the muscles of the neck, into the jaw heavy, releasing. As that calm swirls gently around the throat, opening and releasing. I wonder if it's more of a dissolving or a melting as the shoulders simply unburden, flowing down now through the elbows, forearms, and out through the fingertips. The arms perhaps even feeling a little bit heavy or a little bit light. Feeling now that calm swirling around the chest, down, deep into the breath, feeling the lungs gently filling, receiving and releasing, sending a message to each and every cell and fiber of your being that this is the time to rest, let go. Following the breath deep into the belly, expanding, releasing, nourishing, comforting, and through all the tiny muscles around the spine. That own inner knowing, finding, choosing to release whatever else is needed now. Flowing down through the hips, down over the legs, the tops of thighs, backs of thighs, down over knees and shins and calves, onto ankles, feet, out through the arches, and flowing out into the earth. And now sending this calm comfort like a gentle breeze flowing back up over the body, over the legs and hips, the center of the body, flowing around shoulders, gently swirling around the head, and coming back down in a wave of comfort all the way down through the body and out through the bottoms of the feet. And one more time, swirling around the ankles, all the way up, gently connecting to each and every place, anywhere further tension, taking with it thoughts as you watch them flow, swirl, all the way down, as if perhaps a warm ocean wave has come up around your ankles, and as it recedes, taking with it anything else unwanted, unneeded, as the mind now finds a place of comfort. Perhaps it's a comfort that emerges in a beautiful, calm, serene place. A place where the colors brighten. A place perhaps from your imagination, or a place you've known or been before, where you now see the colors heighten and brighten. Noticing the color that is most pleasing now, and focusing on the sounds drifting, bathing your ears, and pleasing, serene, comforting sounds. Notice how the ears simply just let go as the breath easy and naturally flows through you, taking in the scents of this beautiful place, smells that remind you, allow you this deep comfort, serenity, and quiet. Feeling your body now completely supported, finding here the place that is most nourishing. Feeling perhaps the earth beneath you, holding you up, cradling you, allowing for deep rest. And allowing now the senses to simply soothe and comfort. Imagining and allowing a drifting and drifting, even deeper into an ease and comfort. The subconscious mind supporting and allowing a deep, and restful sleep.